Hello, I'm Robert Newark, and I'm an attorney at the law office of Will M. Helixon. Where am I from? I'm from Dallas, Texas. When did I join the Army? I joined the Army first in the delayed entry program in 1992, and then entered the military in 1993, June of 1993. Why did I join the Army? I joined the Army because I wanted to have an opportunity to go to college, and I wanted to have an opportunity to learn about the legal system. What were my jobs in the Army? In the Army, I was an enlisted man. I served in the JAG office as a paralegal. I worked in multiple locations and offices within the Army to include the claims department, the criminal law department, and the administrative law department. I served at the exotic locations of Fort Rucker, Alabama, Korea in the 2nd Infantry Division, and I also served in Fort Sill, Oklahoma. How long was I in the Army? I was in the Army from June of 1993 to December of 1999. When I worked in military justice, what did I do? I did many different tasks in the criminal law division. I helped draft charge sheets. I helped prepare trial counsel with witness prep, investigations. I also helped post-judgment matters in regards to preparation of the record, to make recommendations to the general officer or their commanding officer on what recommendations to make. I assisted in traveling judges to and from the courthouse and witnesses to and from the courthouse. What's the biggest thing I learned working in military justice? I learned, first off, I learned from the judges basically that they're humans and that they understand. They can tell if a story is not going to work. They can tell if someone's being sincere and honest. I also had an opportunity to drive victims, their victims' families. I also defendants' families, and learn there's always two sides of the story. Sometimes the story meets in the middle, but there's two sides to the story. When I got out of the Army, I initially worked for the city of Irving in their municipal court system, eventually moving to the city attorney's office. I also went to undergrad at junior college there in Dallas County, and ultimately graduated from the University of North Texas in August of 2003. What did I do after I graduated from the University of North Texas? Within a few weeks, I moved to Oklahoma and started going to law school at the Oklahoma City University. I completed that degree in December of 2006. I also received a certificate in financial services while I was there. Why did I become a lawyer? I always wanted to be a lawyer ever since I was very young. I didn't know exactly what that meant, but I knew I wanted to do that. And it was a lifelong dream to have graduated and be admitted to the bar in 2007. How long did I have my own private practice? I've actually had my private practice twice. I had it for a short period of time before my triplets were born. And then just most recently, I've been practicing on my own for the last 7 years. What areas of law did I focus on in my private practice? So initially, when I got out of law school, I represented lenders. I represented a couple of small banks here in the Oklahoma City area, and then I represented some major banks throughout the state of Oklahoma and Texas. I also have done some personal injury work. I also worked for the state. In the state practice, I represented the state entity in the collection of taxes, unemployment taxes. Currently, what my practice does, we practice typically, primarily in the credit relief realm, doing a lot of creditor-debtor work. I am also an administrative law judge for the state of Oklahoma and help in the determination of whether an employee should have been terminated, things of that nature. Why do I practice military law? I practice the military law primarily because when I was in the Army and I was in that military law division, it was some of the most rewarding work that I've done. It is helpful for me to be able to defend individuals that have been wrongly charged with crimes, and to help individuals try to work through their problems. What is my greatest strength as a military lawyer? So my greatest strength as a military lawyer is my ability to understand what the enlisted individual is going through. I was never an officer in the Army. I was an enlisted person, and so I'm able to understand some of the financial concerns they have, some of the other issues that they're dealing with. I'm also a 100% disabled veteran, and so I'm able to understand some of the crisis that veterans have to deal with now that they're out of the military. Why do I want to help service members? I primarily want to help service members because I understand a lot of the issues that they're dealing with during my period of time. When I was in the military, I was single most of that time, except for a short period of time, about a year. But I understand service members when they're deployed to Korea, when they're not able to be with their family. Understand that a lot of times they just need someone to advocate for them, to help them through those issues. I joined the Warrior Law team primarily because I noticed the camaraderie that the attorneys had with each other. I felt that they are there to help military members. What I hope to accomplish as a warrior advocate, I think the biggest accomplishment that I want to do is I want to be able to help as many enlisted people as I can, soldiers, deal with their financial or other issues that they're struggling with. Why they should hire me and my support staff is because not only do we understand the military individual as it relates to the service member, but we also understand the veteran. We also understand some of the family dynamics that go into being in the military. And I think that well-rounded approach is great for someone to advocate for you.